It's raining tacos from out of the sky. Tacos, no need to ask why. Just open your mouth and close your eyes. It's raining tacos. It's raining tacos out in the street. Tacos, all you can eat.
All right, welcome back to another edition of Sex, Drugs, and Tacos. And I'm here with Mike Radcliffe. How are you doing today, Mike?
Doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm great. I love your shirt.
Thank you. Your glasses are just stunning.
Oh, yeah. So my boss calls me Elton Jen when I wear these.
That's fucking clever shit, actually.
And we're super excited. We've got a third wheel on the show today. Paris is here with us. Welcome.
Hey everybody, thank you so much for letting me on your show, Jen.
You were the first person that I thought of to have as a guest, so I'm so glad that you were here.
Is this the first show?
This is the second show.
Okay.
The first show, Mike and I.
So who was your guest on the first show?
It was no one. It was just me and Mike.
Okay, so I'm the first guest.
You are the first
And the
guest.
first person you ever thought of as being a guest.
Absolutely. Except for the other 5 people I asked, I wouldn't do it. But you were in the first set of asking.
Let's throw that in there.
But
Why
you're the
not?
first person of the 5 people that I asked first to do it that said yes. And showed up on
Okay.
time. And you look amazing.
I was a minute late, actually. I didn't realize where the location of this podcast recording.
Yes, we're in a
live display also.
a secret podcast location.
Yeah, so you told me 4. I didn't realize it was like
Chairs.
at 4:20. So I did get here with some apprehension at 4:01
So the
p.m. Central Standard
The
Time.
plan is to go for 69 minutes, starting at 4:20.
Nice.
How many? What are we at? 58?
We're probably at 58.
Did you say 69?
Yes, sir. Siri, set timer for 67 minutes.
Okay. At ease.
I don't think I did that correctly.
We made it 58 minutes last week. No big deal, ladies and gentlemen.
Those last 2 minutes are really long.
Yeah, we kind of just looked at each other for a minute, like, I'm out.
Let's stare awkwardly. So basically, we're going till 5:29.
Okay. Well,
Right
I
on.
think you'll get to 60 someday.
It's no problem.
If
I
not
have
this
some.
show, soon.
I have some legit tacos for you
believe in
today.
you.
Last week I was being real cheap, but I got paid this week, so we've got some La Valle Sana.
I'm still feeling the effects from
Jack in the Box.
They were not Jack in the Box tacos. They were not
There's no reason to get that many tacos for
There's no reason to get
$3.
that
You should
product.
pay more for less tacos,
It was, ugh.
in my opinion.
And then they tried to spruce it up with salsa and,
Cheese whiz.
yeah.
Yeah,
Cheese
that's
whiz.
fully loaded is
Yeah.
what you call that.
No, I do not suggest that. I don't care how drunk you are, how stoned you are, how upset you are with your ex-wife.
So,
Go
for
with
those at home who don't know the Paris Sloan Show, how would you describe it?
Okay, that was abrupt. We were talking about, I don't know if I want to follow Taco Bell, but that's going to be a tough one to raise this up.
All right, well, give us a teaser.
To proceed, but
We do
the
have-
Paris Sloan Show. I am the Paris Sloan of the titular titled, or the titularly Paris Sloan of the show, the Paris Sloan Show. And it's a variety show. It is a variety talk show hosted by me, Paris Sloan, and it presents itself on Facebook from time to time, or at least it has in the past. It doesn't really have a set schedule. There's no intention. There's intention behind the show. Who's looking at me, by the way? What am I? Is
The
this going to be
world,
listened
baby, the
to, or is
world.
this going to be watched?
It's both.
Is it live?
I call it a vodcast.
So the Paris Sloan Show, really takes a critical look at a lot of topics that it brings up. Could be politics, could be art, could be fashion, could be music. Sometimes I play music videos, musicians that I like. I try to bring in other people when available. I showcase things. There's a regular segment where I do my dishes.
Yeah, that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's
It's
been a
real
popular
cash.
one. A lot of people say that. I'm doing my dishes and talking about stuff, and I'm slowly putting together a show and slowly doing my dishes. It's like incredibly inefficient. Like it takes like, I mean, I could easily fill up your 60 minutes with me doing my dishes. Like,
We
and
should-
right now, my dishes look like shit. In fact, if we can get over there within the same like hour, I don't know.
I think
we could
that
go,
we
like,
could probably
I could
end
get this to help
here.
you with this
You
table.
live very close.
Yes,
and
very
we
close.
could go
we could probably
live
walk all this
again
shit
and finish
a
up
few
your
blocks
dishes.
over. Yeah.
I know what a trap to
Are
do
you
some
in-
of
are
these
you in
dishes
for
looks
that?
like.
Or-
Like, I'm not walking into that.
We could, another
I'm not
idea.
getting
Another
dry
idea.
duty.
I can come back on the show sometime with like a 3-part sink, you know, and one of those like hoses that comes down from the top.
Like a
and sprays-
restaurant.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like
okay.
a 3-division, like you
You
have
bring your
to.
own dishes.
It's got to be up to health code.
It does, absolutely.
Everything
So you have
and
to
the
have
kitchen
like the
sink.
3, like the health inspector is going to get their ass in here, trying to like look at dishes for the Paris Sloan show on sex, or the Paris Sloan does dishes on sex, drugs, and tacos, like a special feature edition.
Yeah, I could see, and eventually we could just call in to your house and Zoom you through doing the dishes.
Fucking 2020.
We could just have a Zoom check-in to see where you were at with those dishes.
Yeah, so I was raised on like a lot of cartoons, like Max Headroom. Like I didn't really understand. I was basically a child when that like phenomena existed, and now I'm looking back on that, and it's making a lot of sense. And I think one of the advantages of being like raised on cartoons is that you could really ignore the laws of physics. Like
Yeah.
really do things that are impossible, like that just are purely imaginative.
So do you see the character on the Paris show as a cartoon?
The character
Because
on the Paris Sloan
is
show.
that like, are you
Who's
trying
not
to,
the character on the Sex, Drugs, and Tacos show, or
well just,
like you've been on the show before.
I have.
So are you the character on that you're referring
is
to?
it no, just that it's a persona that you put out when you do that
Oh,
show.
me? Okay.
Yes. Like, do you feel kind of like an animation?
Do I feel like No. I feel like a person speaking to an audience.
Okay. Like
I just feel like it's just a person that could be speaking to the audience in the figure of the presenter.
So this show automatically sounds better than ours.
Go
watch that. Like, what are you doing here?
Do you want to
Get
see?
the fuck out.
Well,
Do you
I
want to
mean,
see her awesome intro?
I do have internships, and you can submit your application to parissloan@gmail.com. In fact, I'd like to take a moment on this sex, drugs, and I know we talk about sex, drugs, and tacos.
And
here,
everything
and
else
I'm
that
sure
we
we'll do
want to.
that, but you know, just submit your resumes to the Paris Sloan Show, and it's powered by the people. So come on and meet me, and let's build this show together. Thanks.
That's a good time
Thanks,
to.
Jen.
Can we play this intro?
Oh yeah, let's play
I
the
just-
intro for the show.
I
Perfect.
didn't want to like cut into the taco talk, but I wanted everyone to know what you are and who
Yeah,
you
let's
are
just get it all out of the way.
before
Let's
we
just
got
get it
too
all out
far
of the way.
into
Yeah,
it.
let's
So,
get it
have you
full
seen
on.
this?
No.
This is her introduction to. I don't know who made the video, but it is awesome.
Okay.
Lots of
The
great.
people-
It's the Paris Sloan Show. Time for Paris Sloan. It's the Paris Sloan Show. And it's time for Paris Sloan. It's the Paris Sloan Show. Time for Paris Sloan. It's the Paris Sloan Show. And it's time for Paris Sloan.
Extra shit. I've got like a better pair of shoes.
Oh, great.
I wasn't sure what the format was gonna be, so like
I don't know
prepared
either.
I don't- yeah,
To
I'm
tell you the
a few
truth,
scenarios.
We don't know what we're doing.
I do not know what I'm doing.
Okay.
I'm using this as I was told once that if you want to do something, if you want to learn broadcasting, then you have to fuck up everything
Old
I
saying
agree.
in the book.
at least one time, right?
At
And
least
so-
once. Get in
and
there.
then
Go put it
just
out.
get in there and fuck shit up.
You want to be the next
And
Howard
those
Stern?
mistakes will lead to your knowledge and learning to do things correctly. So the very fact that I've got 2 cameras today is like a huge deal.
And this will.
I-
Ricky will just keep that right there.
Don't get shot. So unfortunately, Paris did not bring knives with her, but we will look in the future.
Well, I mean, we can always get.
Why do you
there's
have?
knives.
What do you do with knives?
Oh well, I mean, it's I juggle them. I juggle knives like as kind of like one of those like you'd have the spinners, like the
Fidget
digit
spinners?
spinners. Yeah, kind of like that, like a cross between that and like skill toys.
What are we doing, Jim? What are we doing?
Not having knives.
We're drinking PB or High Life.
Yeah, I
And you're
brought my own
spinning
beer.
knives.
Aldi's been great with this. Like, not that I approve the Sheffley name, but at least
Aldi's?
this particular beer
Does
is like
have
one
great
I,
beer.
Like, I sell out for.
Always has great everything.
Are you down with Aldi's beer?
They have German beers for $6 a six
It's
pack.
crazy.
Remember when beers was $6 a six pack? Now you got every beer's like 10.
This was $5.88.
And it's High Life.
There's nothing wrong with that.
High Life will have its place.
Champagne and
but
beers.
It doesn't mean
Uh,
we're tuned
Page?
to it. So this is what the webpage looks like, and there's
well, this
This
is
is
a
a live
Facebook
broadcast.
page, and Paige
Sorry,
just said that we
for
cut
who-
out. So
oh.
if you've just tuned in, this is Sex, Drugs, and Tacos, a show about absolutely nothing for no reason other than the fact that we fucking can.
Brought to you by Shalansky's Heating and Cooling.
I
Call
d-
Shalansky's.
Oh, you guys, I found a sponsor for this week.
Are we?
That was our sponsor, Shalansky's Heating and Cooling.
Is this broadcast?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was trying to find it, but let's just real quick. I found the perfect sponsor for this show. It's called Awkward Tacos.
My Awkward Taco. This moment brought to you by Awkward Taco, the official snack of awkward moments everywhere. Awkward.
Gotta have 'em.
Isn't YouTube great?
YouTube. I absolutely despise you. Don't
Alright,
use
that
YouTube.
was a
Find
word
it on
from our
streaming
sponsor,
content.
Awkward
Did I
Taco.
just see the play there? Okay, well that was a parody ad for like presented by the show, in which it was for a taco called Awkward Taco. In order to demonstrate the idea for Awkward Taco, there was a awkward situation in which a gentleman was found by his, I believe would be, you assume, girlfriend in the scene, that he was doing like maid stuff, like wearing a padded bra or something, and like feather dusting, and
And she came
is that
up-
what I saw?
Yes,
Like, because
and
I was
she-
like bending down, putting on my shoe on that.
Doesn't get more
Yeah.
awkward
And then I
than
looked at
that.
You
that.
can't look away. That is, you're describing it pretty well.
Okay. Well,
I feel like I watched it again.
I don't mean to speak for the transgendered community, but I mean, I
Is
don't know.
Is that offensive?
I mean, yeah, because like that's, yeah.
Is it?
So,
Yeah, it's-
okay.
Or how about this? It's offensively boring. What about that one?
That's
Oh,
fair.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's fair. I mean, he's cute. Yes.
We don't have to have them as a sponsor anymore.
No, I'll take
I
all the
mean,
sponsors
yeah,
I
I
can
would-
get. I'll
I
totally
would
paint your
fucking-
house if you pay me the right amount. I
No,
don't care.
I get it. You want to take the money from wherever, but like.
So before we get to this topic, now I feel like I need.
No,
to
is your photos going to be offensive?
That's
as
what
well?
I'm asking.
I'm worried.
So, on
Well,
my,
let's play let's do them. Let's find out.
Because Mike went to a party.
it wasn't a party. It was my goddamn party. It was my birthday.
It was
party.
his birthday party, and
25 lives to drag.
and he dressed
See?
up as a woman
Okay.
and performed drag.
and performed
2
drag.
songs. Couldn't afford a real drag queen, and they were like, "You do it." And it was like, okay,
No, that doesn't sound offensive. at
okay.
Okay.
Because I mean, as a woman, I'm looking very offensive. Like I look just like.
all. Well, I mean, there's all forms of drag. Like
Like I didn't mean to look this bad.
You know, there's
I'm
a-
just saying that. Like,
drag's like an open. It's an open art form.
I feel like hold on.
So it really, you know.
Oh, I guess I didn't.
I was just thinking about this earlier today. Like most drag, I find is valid. Like I feel like my attempts at drag are like sincerely bad, but then when I think about other drag, like I think there's nobody that I'm like, well, that's just awful. You know, like I think like I can't even imagine an example where like somebody, you know, because where that's just even bad. I can even consider like a couple of pretty like, oh well, that's just off. Like, but it's still there's an element to it that was good.
got
So
an highlight from the bottom right.
Oh, perfect. Why are you so far away in this scene?
It was in a mirror.
Did you curl your hair for this?
Sure did.
I think it looks nice.
Look how big I
I
was.
feel like you should curl your hair
It's
more
a big
often.
old boy. I'm sitting on a stiletto heel chair, a leopard print stiletto heel chair at that moment. That was given to me on my birthday. Still sits at that bar for some reason. Oh, God damn it.
It's just so pretty.
It's inviting.
With the curls in the beard.
Dance.
The curl.
Dance to
Really-
the two greatest songs anyone can dance
And
to.
just that little bit of rouge that you've added. I think that you should cross-dress more often.
Like, oh, you,
Like,
No
what if
idea.
you started your stand-up?
I don't know.
As a-
I don't know. Anybody like a guitar
What if you did, like,
or
a
anything
whole
like that?
other
I don't
act?
do-
As a female.
I don't know if I could do that. Even if I wanted to. That'd be very... I can't
Well, I
write
would
like
blush.
that.
I've always dreamed of stand-up, and it seems really hard. I know how hard it can be, and it's hard for me to, I could be funny sometimes with my friends here or there, for the most part, but I never really had the gumption to go up and just like do stand-up. And one of the things I've thought also though is like do it as like this character, because like I love to present to people like as myself, as a woman. But, along the way, I picked up, like, various things. Like, I would, when I was 25, I would love to go to this cross-dress party, right?
That's
Like,
rad.
if I
It's
was
a
just,
lot of
like,
drugs. I mean,
not
you gave a lot of hugs.
not manifesting that part of myself, like, and there was an opportunity for me to go to that party, I'd be pretty fucking, like, excited about it. And, like, the reason why I bring up the issue of, like, consideration of that, like, commercial is because a lot of times, like, transgender people want to distinguish themselves from, like, cross-dressers and that kind of, like, world being mixed together. It's just like it's the bad vibe. But I think like people like enjoying themselves, like expressing themselves, like in their gender, like that's pretty cool. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the party was-
I think it looks like y'all had a great
The party
party.
was meant like, hey, come dressed as whatever you want. This
Yeah.
is what it is. If I could have, there's 3 drag queens that I knew at the time that I was trying to be like, hey, do this, and they're like, this, how much? And it's like, I don't fucking have half that.
I would have definitely done an awkward performance at your party if I had known about it. Or I don't know, when was this? Like
Yeah,
a
how
week
long ago was
I'd
this?
Like maybe I wouldn't have gone to
This
this
is
party.
I don't remember
It's
you.
either 25 or 24. I'm 29 now, so
Okay,
that was
so
that
yeah.
math ago. So what the thing was, like this party, like it was the theme that got. This is upstairs at this bar I hung out at regularly. So I'm surrounded by about 90 of the closest friends I have from this bar, crammed upstairs for this private party. We end up telling everybody that we got a drag queen. So everybody thinks there's a drag queen there. Well, like what I'm looking at in that picture is a door to a apartment. So I went in there right before we got the drag queen out. Everybody sits down, gets ready, thinking
They're gonna have
Sinead
a
and
see a
Nasty's
show.
coming out, which was the name we unfortunately came up with.
Sinead and Nasty?
Yeah, well, we were watching
Sinead.
What is like Sinead? It's the
Like Shade and Nasty?
yeah. Wow.
Or Sinead
God, what's that
O'Connor.
show called? Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sinead or whatever that name
Oh,
is.
okay.
Yeah, and it was kind of play off that because we're not creative. And so everybody's like expecting this to happen, and Shake It Off by Taylor Swift came on,
Uh-huh.
and then I'm fucking just one leg out the door, and immediately everybody was just like, oh.
Shake It Off is a
no.
fucking
Like, and I came out in that black, and I mean, I was already dressed up, I didn't change. I
Where's
came
the
out-
video?
shockingly, one person took a video that night, no idea who she is, haven't seen her since. She sent it to me on Facebook, but it's on my old Facebook. Another fun fact, first time I met, like, the day I met my wife.
Oh, that is
That's
a fun
another-
fact.
Didn't
That's nice.
didn't talk to her for we just met because she knew my brother, and then I didn't work with her for a while, so I didn't talk to her after that. That was the first time our paths crossed. Play me off like the goddamn Oscars, then why don't you?
I
I'm
love
in the
it.
middle of a touching story.
No, keep going.
So that was it.
I thought that was like the end of the story.
Whoops,
so I don't know. Like, is there more?
I gotta pick better times to
Why
get
is
upset about
the
things.
camera showing up? All right. Well, that was supposed to be my segue into some tacos.
Oh,
Are you guys hungry?
I'm not
I'm
eating on
starving. I
camera.
would love tacos.
Well,
I didn't even realize tacos.
Don't. You will be taken off camera. When you need to take a bite, but let's.
Okay, fair enough.
Oh, is that like a phobia or like a something like what?
I just don't want, like, I don't want people to look at me eat.
Yeah,
No,
some
I
people do that.
totally-
Some people, I've heard that.
Like, here's fine, like,
Mhm.
sitting down or anything.
But you don't want
like,
to be
yeah.
broadcast.
I don't want all of the 4 people watching right now.
Right, that would be, you would
Two-
never live that down.
2 of which
All
being
right.
my phone and her phone.
Okay. Well, thank you, 2 people.
So
Yeah.
there's
You're the
the
best.
plates.
By the way, did you share the video so I can share it on Facebook and get my loving and adoring fans?
Well, can't you share it from Taco Waka?
Oh, I
I'll
didn't.
share this later on my feed, whatever.
I did not know you posted it on Taco Waka.
Taco Waco. So do we need to cover the 3-part segments of sex, drugs, and tacos, or is it just... do we just embody those things? I mean, we already, sorry to bring this up, right? We're about to beat tacos.
Well, we're gonna do the tacos.
Yeah.
I've got some. I have coming up. If you want to give some teasers, there is.
Sure. Yeah,
I
let's
have a
do it.
long list
Is
of
it sex?
questions that 9th graders ask their sex ed teachers.
Ooh, okay.
So,
Cool.
Wait,
Where-
what?
Do you have the methodology for the
of my selection,
the journaling of the... Do you have
they
the
were
citation?
submitted as post-its.
Okay, so
Okay.
you didn't
So
go to a
it's
class.
Not really
No, I did not meet the
confirms
9th graders. I
study
have nothing to do with
ninth-
any of that.
Post-its that 9th graders.
Just as-
So I've got a story I'd like to throw out there for this.
Let's hear it.
So I had an AIDS presentation back in this was like in 9th grade, and it was kind of somewhat boring to us. And you always want to do wacky stuff. So they had like the question box, and I was like, I wrote, "Can you give AIDS to horses?" Or like, "Can horses
Fair question.
get
Fair
AIDS
question.
from, can you give AIDS to horses?" And the person, like, she'd been lulled in by a few like stupid questions that she had threw away before reading, but she was just pulling them all out. And she actually said, "Can you get AIDS to horses?" Because it was so. My strategy was to make the questions so you wouldn't
Outrageous.
unanticipatable that you couldn't. That she would just read it to make sense of it and not realize, and get it past her censors. That get it past her verbal filter there and her.
So,
Did it work?
can you give?
Yeah, she like read it disgustingly and went on to the next question.
Can you give AIDS to horses though?
I'll
Did
never
she
find out. I
answer?
never found out,
Did
but I had a
we?
friend back then, and
Some
he thought it was just so funny that one person I know like got it. I know. I mean, like a room full of people. I think there was like quite a few. I mean, memory will play tricks on you, but like from my recollection of something that happened in quite a long time ago, I think there was about like 50 to 700 people in the room. 100 kids learning about AIDS.
With the what? Fucking.
With the health teacher.
Not better,
I think
huh?
the health teacher was my also biology teacher at the time. I didn't really care. I mean, she wasn't doing it for me. I need I have really high standards for teachers. I get pretty personally involved with them. It's kind of sick.
I was that asshole in high school that was like, learning's stupid. I don't need this, and I'm 29, and it's like, no,
I needed that.
you needed that. You spelled there wrong on an application, buddy.
Oh, you started a watch party. I've been sitting over here the whole time trying to get you the link.
I sure did.
And you did it yourself.
Yeah.
What's up, Paige LaHaye?
I know
I
what
could
I'm
do that.
doing.
I could get on my fucking phone and.
You could get on your fucking phone. What is that? Android? Apple?
It's an Apple.
God damn it.
Okay.
I mean, but they're not.
Oh. Make it stop.
This is a mess right now with the tacos. This is a good time to remind everybody that this show is brought to you by PBS Kids.
So, I hear you're doing something cool this year.
Ha!
I love that you always forget.
I got a lot of
I
things
didn't
on my
even stand
phone.
up for this. If we want to get political, I have degrees.
Well, I mean, I don't know how political, considering it's Radcliffe 2022 with his running partner, a commissar.
I mean, I feel like rebellion is justified. So.
So tell us a little bit, Mike, about your running platform.
My running platform is still Twitter. Joke's gonna land one of these times.
I missed it.
What are we talking about? Oh, okay, my political. I wasn't planned for this. I was thinking tacos. Listen up, America.
What about that sex thing with the 9-year-olds?
Maybe
Let's go
don't
with
listen to that part, America.
All right.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. That's like a lot of people are buying into the hype. Anyway, I'll let you.
I was about to talk to America,
You
but it's
would-
okay.
All right, I can play it again. We can start from the
No,
top.
now I'm gonna have to say
What's
I
the
just-
top? The top of what? Oh right.
I think this is just an NFL intro song. I don't think this is America. Okay, there it is. I think this is like Monday Night Football.
I don't think you're actually running for president, so I'm not sure.
You know
Yeah,
what I'm talking
I mean, I
about.
know for your fact you're not eligible. And
But
also, I
man,
mean,
you
what
don't
people don't
know
consider
facts.
is it's just like a preferentialism.
Listen,
Like,
here's the thing, America, look at me. Listen.
Camera.
No, look at me. I don't look at them. The president we have now, let's be honest, if he can do it, what's stopping me? Right? I can get in there. When my brother's dying, I'm not going golfing. I'm going bowling. Put that on my Facebook today.
I
That's a
saw
good
that.
tweet. That's a good tweet. You didn't like it. Thanks. Yeah, I might be too stoned for this part right now. I can't freestyle my political campaign, to be honest.
All right, so let's try to answer some questions, make this show a little more educational.
This I could do.
All right. Well, remember there are no stupid questions, but this first one's pretty fucking dumb.
okay.
Question number 1. Can you get pregnant off of a blowjob? Discuss.
Yes.
Only if you don't finish and then end up having sex.
Yes, but it's incredibly unlikely. Why is that a
It
question?
feels like a trick question the way you answered it. Like okay, yeah. I
You
guess.
think it's highly unlikely.
It's super unlikely.
I mean,
yes.
how would it have to work?
You'd have to have an extreme spitting situation.
I don't
going
know.
on.
Yeah, you'd have to
I don't know.
misplaced
Kind of
spitting.
deconstruct a lot of things like that, so I don't really care. About
I
that.
don't understand how vagina works.
I'm just saying
anyways.
it's probable. I can leave it at that. It's probabilistically
It's improbable.
it's improbable, and I'm leaving it.
I don't like question 2.
Would a plastic bag work as a condom?
No.
I don't see why not.
Dorito bag, maybe?
Why not?
Yeah.
Because it's not a condom by the standards of what a condom might be.
But that
So it's
depends
not.
on your...
There's not like a reasonable belief
Can
that
you
it would protect
imagine?
against sexually transmitted diseases.
Yes, do you not use plastic bags?
Do you know it's
See, I didn't need that health
supposed to use
teacher.
2? Like you
It's
feel like you're doubling up, that's a good idea. This is gonna rip.
Yeah, that is a good
Learned that from Dr. Drew when I was
point to get out
12.
there. This is really my favorite question. It's a long run-on sentence. Why do boys take longer to mature? Why are all the high school boys idiots? Why do they think it's okay to declare when they're horny? Why do boys like to pretend to hump things? Why do boys think they're dominant over girls? Why do boys like pornography? Why do boys think periods are gross? Why do boys love sex jokes? God, they're annoying.
Well, I think I can handle about half of those questions for you right now. Wait, why does she get 9 questions? Why does she just
got a
letting her
big-
frustrations out like this is her goddamn diary?
One post-it note was all she got, but she pounded
And she
out
fucking-
all the
Oh,
questions.
made
yeah,
good
because she
use of it.
she made it happen.
Yeah,
I mean, she
Turn it
just,
over on the back.
No question
She-
will go unanswered.
if she turned it over on the back, would she have flipped the script? I'm so sick of
Hey.
platitudes.
Why are all high school boys idiots?
Because they suck.
That's a good
Because
question.
they're innately bad. Because like society teaches the whole like conceptual framework that's performed as men or boys as garbage. It's flawed from the get go.
I think we have a good dynamic. I'll give the silly answer, and then we'll get a legitimate real answer. Well, that makes sense. Why do
Exactly.
boys think it's okay to declare when they are horny? Is that?
Does that happen?
I don't know.
Sexism.
I mean,
Because of ignoring sexual harassment.
I call those boners where I'm
Because we just have to accept a certain level of sexual harassment.
Does that happen? I don't do that.
I didn't
mean,
have this experience in high school.
I
I
wasn't
can't
in high
remember
school.
that specific thing. Like I had a different experience than she did, but in high school.
Clearly.
But no, I mean I did find it. I mean, you know, if I could definitely understand that being like, I mean, it happens. I don't know what y'all are saying. Like, boys definitely
I mean, I'm sure.
declare when they're horny,
The way
and it's
we're
okay for them to
thinking
be
of is just
outwardly
like-
sexual. It's normal. Like, what is she really getting at? She's getting at the idea that it's normal for boys to be sexually eager in this heteronormative way, right?
Right, and it's not okay for women.
If women do it, there's like an issue, there's
Hey.
a problem, she's gonna get, it's a threat.
Boys, for the love of God, calm down.
Just keep it to
Just like
yourself.
fucking be normal. Be normal. I've
Cool,
never
man.
met a single person who's ever been like, you know that 3 a.m. hey text I sent to that girl I went to high school with? Worked out. I can stop. It's fucking weird. And if you're gonna send a dick pic and it needs to be asked for, don't take it in the bathroom. They're all in the bathroom.
Right,
Why do I know
right. And
this? I don't know.
Be
I'm just a
artistic.
guy.
And
Go
this-
to Sears. Get the fucking family photo package. Take it in front of a fucking fireplace. Make it look nice. You need 4 professional photos. Save them. You don't need to take anymore. You don't give
That's a
somebody a
good
live
point.
dick
No,
anyways.
that's
Get the
for
fuck
real.
out of here. But let's be honest. You don't need them because nobody's ever going to ask you for a dick
I
pic.
feel like we should.
I'd like to
hear-
talk about that in a second, but like rounding out, are we done with the like kids questions? Like,
Oh no, I was just trying to.
did you have any like response to any of those, Jen? I know it's your show, but you can pipe up when you want to.
I mean,
but
I
what
think
do
the
you-
verdict's still out on the plastic bag.
What is an
not
Alaskan
working.
pipeline?
I was
You
just
didn't
reading
mention?
Okay, I had to Urban Dictionary that. Does anyone
I would
know?
also have
It
to.
sounds amazing.
It's horrible.
Okay.
It's one of those dumb things. See,
It's
It's
a
Urban
really
Dictionary.
dumb
It's all
thing.
okay, what is it? What is it?
It's you have to fill a condom with
I'm
something.
out. I'm out.
Okay.
I'm out.
Freeze
Semen.
it.
Let's say it.
It's
Semen.
poo.
It's poo.
Yeah, I've seen this one.
So you fill
You,
a
yeah,
condom with poo.
and then you freeze it, and
then
then
you freeze it.
use it later.
Then you gotta throw
Oh, you
the
use it as like a
whole-
penetrative, like a
I
phallus.
don't think
later
it's like
on.
a real thing
Then
people
you
are
gotta
actually
throw
doing.
No,
the
like
whole
that-
freezer away.
I feel like that kid was on the list of kids that declared they were horny in front
that
of
kid
his
does.
first
Yeah,
girl.
yeah. That kid's sooner
okay.
or later
The
gonna
kid
get-
that wrote that down on the post-it to ask, or maybe
Well, no, that was one of those joke posts.
maybe.
So that kid knows what an Alaskan pipeline is.
He just wanted to
Him and his buddies talk
shock.
about Alaskan pipelines a lot more than his healthy.
He's sexy.
And other things like that, where it's just like, hey, what's like a railroad track? It's where you like rape and kill someone, and it's like, oh, okay, cool. And and that's the joke. And so like this is like another one in that genre of like.
Yeah,
of,
it's just like the worst possible thing you
sexual
could think
positions that have names vis-a-vis like incredibly just
of. What are you?
disgusting. I mean,
Are you giggling about the fart
I
one?
mean-
This question.
Is it the fart
so
one?
somebody wanted like the person to try to take that sincerely and like again the serious like sex ed situation, you know, just
This
like
is-
me when I wanted to like ask if horses like got AIDS or
Yeah.
whatever.
Right. I mean,
Yeah, I
it's
mean,
kind of
it's
like
from
a
horses.
I think
legitimate
you can get AIDS from
question.
horses. was
Like,
Yeah.
do animals get AIDS?
Hand jobs. Oh.
Can you
hand
lose a
jobs?
condom in a vagina? Yes, you can.
You can, but you'll find it later. on
Yeah,
your-
sooner
on
or
your
later
own.
it'll pop
Can
out.
anal sex hurt your insides? Yes.
Yes, very badly.
What is the point of anal sex? I don't get it.
Then
I
don't
don't
do
see
it.
the need. What purpose does anal sex serve? It does not provide procreation. Therefore, what is its rationale? Explain that, fancy sex ed teacher from some liberal college. Bet you don't know that, motherfucker. Coming in here to our schools, telling our kids that they could fucking maybe have anal sex under the right conditions if they consent to it with a willfully partner and use like patience and understanding. Motherfucker.
That turned
Coming in
out more
here.
progressive than I thought it would have.
Yeah.
You know,
Well, speaking of butt sex,
If you have butt sex.
that Alaskan pipeline joke got to me, you know, so I really had to channel something to release the pain. And there's comedy.
If you have butt sex and someone comes in your butt
and you fart,
and you fart.
what happens?
Is that on the list?
It is.
Yeah, that's what
And
we
you fart. And I like how I feel it's in quotations, and I feel like they might have spelled the word you with the letter U
And the
comes
plus
in
sign.
your
That's
butt,
just a time saver.
and you fart. What happens? What?
It's like a fart.
What does happen?
It's
I've
like
that's never
Is that
happened
like a
to
text
me.
message?
regular
Like,
fart with more cum.
Why does a man have to have
Oddly
erection
enough, that
organ
makes a
sex?
lot of fucking like.
I
Okay, I
mean,
get
just
that.
straight
I
up,
get that.
that's a very simple explanation.
Cool. I've coughed and like
It's like a wet fart.
flims come up. Kind of same thing, right? Just opposite hole.
It's almost exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Hey, I listened to Love Line when I was a child. I know some of the things I'm talking about.
Oh man.
Like this, can sex?
How bad
sex
is it
being-
to swallow sperm? It's not that
How
bad.
What?
bad is
What
it?
does it say?
How bad is it to swallow
Like,
sperm?
do they mean bad
I
for
mean,
you, or just like
depends on your
taste, or
mood,
just like
you know?
the whole situation?
I
I don't think it's bad for
Again,
you.
I grew up in the shadow
Yeah.
of AIDS, so pretty bad. Like,
Well, that's
Yeah.
true.
the first person I ever knew that like had HIV, like that's specifically how they got it. So, I mean, it's been a pretty good deterrent.
How-
I'll
That's
say. It
a-
definitely sours the milk. And what I mean by that is AIDS sours the milk of cum. This is Sex, Drugs, and Taco Waco.
It's the first one on the list.
I'm Paris Sloan.
That's how you get cottage cheese.
Speaking of AIDS,
Wow.
a lot of people tell me I look like Matthew McConaughey from Dallas Buyers Club.
Who said that?
Well, I apologize
like my
for
mother at
laughing.
one
I
point.
misunderstood the circumstances.
He had AIDS
I'd
in
like
the
to
movie,
go on
right?
record retracting. Does it work that way?
Yeah,
Is this?
take
Are we
it
using
back.
Robert's Rules of Order? Parliamentary procedure. Does parliamentary procedure apply to podcasts?
Do we need to rewind?
Do we want to go back to a
Erase the
political
tape.
conversation?
Do we have some highlighter or some whiteout? Possibly
So this
take care of that.
podcast is brought to you by Colgate.
Let's see what else is on the. Have you
What
guys?
about just Arby's?
Have you guys seen
Julie
this?
Bonovich joins us live. And Julie,
Why is
what
there
happened
a
out there?
video?
Well, David Glenda, they just finished boarding up the window pane and part of the wall here. This is a very busy Arby's. It sits right here in Woodward, in Royal Oak, near 13 Mile Road. So as you can imagine, there are quite a few people inside at the time.
That big window went pop, and there was just glass everywhere. That was the loudest bang I had ever heard. It sounded like an explosion.
I thought perhaps the end of days was upon us, but it turned out it was just a disoriented old lady in a champagne-colored Toyota Avalon, crashing into my world like DMB circa 1996. Who's got their claws in you, my friend? Into your heart I'll beat again.
Just before 2 p.m., an elderly woman drove into the side of the restaurant while trying to park her car.
I turned around, and a little old lady had stepped on the gas instead of the brake and ran into the restaurant.
She hit 3 people who were sitting down and eating inside. They were thrown 8 to 10 feet.
I saw their bodies tossed skyward, like ragdolls thrown into the air by the late great Andre the Giant. I don't know. They appeared to be weightless, hitting zero G like the fearless crew of a forgotten Apollo mission, whose only objective was to obtain a beef and cheddar classic and return home to Kathleen Quinlan safe before sundown. I don't know. Part of me wishes I'd been hit by that car instead. So I could have gotten out of work early and gone far, far away from shift manager Masha's judging emerald eyes. No, I didn't wash my shirt in between shifts, Masha. So what if I smell like roast beef? This whole place smells like roast beef.
The fire department transported all 3 to the hospital and tell us that the man and 2 women who are in their 30s and 40s appear to have non-life-threatening injuries. As for the woman driving the car,
A look of elderly bloodlust spread across her wrinkled face, and it made me dare to think perhaps this was no accident. Perchance she was compelled to steer her beige battering ram into the house that Beef built, driven not by force of this earth, but of an earth below. An earth that mirrors ours in almost every way, except the reflections are so much darker that many miles down. Some know the reflected realm to be the netherworld. Others know it as the abyss. I know it as the shadow zone. A world where the blackness of our sin stares back at us and merely laughs. Ha 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 ha. A world where God's law governs no man. A world where there is no literal or figurative Mr. Belvedere given any authority to teach us right from wrong. A world where we are loosed and given leathery wings charred like brisket to soar high above the judgment of the well-pressed, dry-cleaned, shift-managing elite. A world where I am elevated to my true pagan animal form and I take flight, known only as the winged demon, Dead Dreadmore. And I fly high above the puritanical regime, anointed by the oil of our beast lord, singing, I'm the king of the castle, and you're the dirty rascal. Crash into me, crash into me.
Yeah, it's funny, but
I don't know.
that last part is just like,
Oh, God.
That's enough material.
Arby's is pretty cool.
But it is funny.
That's enough.
Department tells me that they didn't treat the woman
I
driving
think
the
what
car
he
here
did,
on
she took
scene
a
or
real
taken her to
news,
hospital, that
obviously
somebody
real news
else
report,
drove her
cut
home.
it
The Royal Oak
with
Police
instant
Department
for
is still investigating, so they can't comment
How did
on
he-
issuing her ticket. And of course, as you see, it's Arby's right here in Woodward close to the
That's so
back.
real.
Okay, okay, okay.
Stand in front of an Arby's in a red shirt. Like, it's...
Okay.
I could do that.
Well, I guess we have to
Oh my
roll with
God.
the whole thing, but
What's happening? All right, here we go.
okay.
Yeah. So thoughts? Have you guys seen that?
No, I've never seen
Not that particular one. So I
if-
think like we're saying like how is this real or not? I think this particular one is not, meaning that they took a news piece and spliced in similar looking Arby's interview piece because I mean we know that wasn't played on the air, right? That wasn't played on the
Yeah,
television.
they shut that shit down on the news.
And then they would where would they gotten the B-roll that might have included that even if the camera crew decided to listen to that like obvious theater.
If it was real,
And,
though, I mean, that news team heroes. Fucking
Right,
American
excellent
heroes that
job.
they're just like,
It's
let
not,
him go,
I mean,
let him go.
It's not, but like I believe that he has done real ones. So like he has others that are shorter than that that are real, but like that's just in the same genre and it's an it's a thought experiment.
Have you ever seen the documentary Winnebago Man?
No.
So there's these videos. It's like the whole thing is before YouTube and all that. Viral videos were literally VHS tapes of fucking weird videos that they would mail to each other and shit. This really famous one was of a Winnebago like sales tape, outtakes, because the guy like that was doing the whole sale thing was a fucking maniac, and like he's screaming and yelling at everybody. But there's also this like a college intern kid there that decides to fuck with him. So like he'll just throw a towel at him in the middle of the tank, and he's just like, and he's like an old dude, so he's salty as fuck. And he's just like, God fucking damn it, Bobby! Like, and just scream, and then he'll go back into it. He's like, the Winnebago 5000 comes with 2 queen-size beds, and it's one of the funniest fucking just absurd videos I've ever seen in my life, and it's real.
We'll have to find that for
It's really not that hard.
Another
I mean, it's
show.
just the words Winnebago and man.
Winnebago.
Come to the goddamn Burger King! Oh, there's a new king in town, and it's checkmate for all the competition. I'm sitting on quotes of new and used carpet. Nylon, bow! Saxony, bow! Freeze, bow! And shag. And of course, I got bourbon. And the competition! I am literally Paul Pizzo right in his stupid asshole. And remember, we got popcorn for the kids. And our prices are out of this world! Just come to the goddamn Burger King! Fuck. You cannot order online. You have to come down here. And that's not negotiable.
Come to the goddamn Burger King, 3838 Imperial Industrial Research Technology Boulevard.
Come on! Come on! Boss.
Tweet or die.
Tweet or...
Tweet or die.
I like what you did there.
We just got sound back. That was my bad. Well, Mike, yes, the Burger King. Awesome video.
My face is like washed out. Look at that. Like,
I know.
look at me. Like, hey, look. I wonder if, like, and by the way, folks, this is like one of the only times you've not seen me in contour. I mean, besides where I'm clearly wearing no makeup, but like, I did not contour. This is purely eyes.
I wish.
I'm pretty. Oh, thank you.
I should start.
Yeah, that's me, and that's my like actual face too.
I should start wearing makeup to these things.
I mean, yeah, like got like.
I mean, I should too.
Like,
I mean, actually, I might.
Primer, but I didn't have time to do my like. My foundation.
Time? Who's got it?
Who's got it? All right. It's we were trying to pull up that.
Well, we have a few more minutes.
No, you said 10. That's all you
I just had one
Joker?
of these. Yeah. Push the little button. There's a button in the back. This ornamental Joker says 10 different things. So.
The Winnebago Man.
Oh, there it is.
Through the awesome technology. We have sound bits.
Huh. That's Mark
No one has
fucking
time.
Hamill.
But there's plenty of time to have one bad day. That could change your life and turn you into a monster.
And that's why you need to vote for Ratcliffe 2020. Because all it takes is one bad day.
Privacy, I don't know what the fuck I'm reading.
Uh-oh.
Shit, you big dumb son of
It started out as a really bad day. See, became an internet phenomenon.
bullshit from anyone. That includes me.
I love this clip. I watch it like every time I'm in Batman.
Is this like a promo for like?
It's the trailer for Winnebago Man.
And that's a movie about a YouTube video.
I think so, right?
And it's real or not?
It's very real.
Stars to meet from these videos.
Oh, people are excited about Winnebago Man.
You start to think, well, who is this guy? What happened?
Right now, he gets really into the story and it doesn't show any funny stuff.
I
So
need a fan.
Open the door.
let's just move along. Let's move on to the next topic. What is the next topic? I'll tell you what the next topic
Yeah,
is.
tell us, please.
Here, get me going on something.
Spaghetti. Is it Italian? Some
Wait.
say no. Do you have any more weird questions for 9-year-olds?
Is spaghetti Italian? Is not one of the weird questions from 9-year-olds.
Well, they were 9th graders.
9th graders,
So you
not
kind of assume that
9-year-olds.
some of them were probably sexually active, depending on the
If they're cool.
depending on the sample.
How ridiculous is it if you say no to a blowjob?
Oh, scale to 1 to 10? Probably 1.
It seems reasonable.
Yeah. Like, okay, we'll just move back. No. But don't ask a stranger. Well, no, don't ask a stranger. Like, you know, you're with your old lady or old man.
Yeah, I definitely feel like
Can I get a blowjob?
how much you
No.
know the person.
Yeah. It depends on the amount.
Depends
like,
on how awkward it is to say no.
Exactly, right. That
You know,
circumstance.
if you're married,
Like, I don't.
if you've been going for a while,
Steady.
steady,
You've
then
been in the middle
maybe
of
it's
that
okay.
courtship. Yeah.
But if you're in 9th grade, it's always fine. Just say no.
Right. I mean, I
You
don't
should be
know. I hate to
passing
be
that
like
note,
that,
son.
Just
Check yes
say
or no. Maybe.
but it is okay to reject a job, sure. Of course.
It's also
Of course it
okay
is.
to give a blowjob. I'm going to put that out there. Well, I'm not going to say never. But, you know,
Well, not after 40.
well,
I had my birthday last year, so I'm exempt
well,
from
I know.
blowjobs for the rest of my life.
you're no longer accepting blowjobs?
It's like menopause, only for my mouth.
Oh, I thought you were saying you were no longer accepting blowjobs.
Well, yeah, or I'm no longer accepting the invitation to give one.
Okay.
I'm just cutting them out.
Okay, yeah, no, that's
Accepting
fair.
the invitation
That's
to give a
fair.
blowjob. I invite you all to
I'm over
After
it.
after 40, man,
provide a
I'm
blowjob. Give the gift of blowjob this Christmas.
I'm 29 and I hardly want to fucking do anything.
Right.
I got here on a fucking whim. Like I'm just like I'm up, whatever.
Only thing I need to be sucking is the vacuum on my carpet.
Hey, cause it's dirty, folks, and that's why our sponsor today is J&D's Carpet Cleaner. You can find them on 88 Road.
88 Road?
My improv is short today, folks. I'm off my game.
Was that? That's not just like a.
It is a cul-de-sac.
88 Road. It's a...
Fucking Google it.
Neutral
First thing that'll pop up.
information.
Yeah,
That's what
the
I didn't
road
get-
starts
I didn't
with
get it. Wait, I didn't get it.
3 silent H's.
Oh, yeah, that's
I don't
fine.
know.
Theoretically. I still
Theoretically. Alright, so speaking of tacos, did you guys know there was a breakdancer called Poppin' Taco?
Get out of here.
Poppin' Taco?
Yeah, he's pretty badass.
Poppin' Taco.
What's the dance part?
I can't dance.
No poppin'?
No, not in the
poppin'
least.
tacos
That
for
looks like
you?
a professional pop. Yeah, like pop. What was that?
Like a pop-off?
Was that break?
That
didn't really seem like
Poppin'
breakdance.
Taco. That's his
Poppin'
name.
Taco. Okay.
What you know about Poppin' Taco?
I can actually tell you. We got his, he's
I
on
was-
Facebook.
I honestly I would have swore he was a magician.
From his profile pic
From what's going
alone,
on. Yeah.
right?
Even the picture, like the thumbnail, it's like that dude's about to fucking blow your mind with a card trick.
No, he's just a guy that used to be a cool kid.
Cool kid.
And now he's an old breakdancer.
He's in Breaking 2, Electric
Wise
Boogaloo.
man.
It happens to the best of us.
That's actually Breaking 2, Electric Boogaloo right there.
Yeah.
He was in that movie.
Right.
This guy's a fucking national
He's a pro.
landmark.
Yeah, I know. I needed more people to know about him.
I actually watched that movie like yesterday. I watched 15 minutes of that movie because it's fucking
That's ironic.
Yeah, it is.
All right, how do we get Paris to go on a tantrum? What is?
Paris,
what kind of
What's the deal with airline food?
Oh,
Living in LA and New York, dating nowadays. Is anybody any
I dated once. Got ugly.
these politicians? How about it?
How about give it? Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. What did you need?
I just
Sorry.
I have the weirdest.
I was like reading like a critique of
his
gender.
There's no sound to this
Basically,
video.
Donna Caraway and
Just wanna
Judith Butler and
throw this on.
hybrid cybernetic identities of Haraway and Butler's gender trouble.
What just happened?
Both of those, like, they really use they want to displace like the body as the subject for a more like situated notion of gender, and they want to just step away from it completely. But this author's critique is that they're using, in both cases, they use by overlooking the body of the black woman and doesn't resolve conflicts there between feminism and theory surpassing the body, so that their treatments of those elements that are used to justify, like in both cases, happen to be involved in the figure of a black woman and her in her viscerality.
Absolutely.
In her body, her embodiment.
What just happened there?
So, I think that was the ass, like, Japanese
Did you
thing.
watch
You were watching the whole thing, still talking? Like, you're making coherent sentences. I have no idea where I'm at anymore.
Somebody.
Ass, like I saw a clip of that. Like
Have you seen that before?
No, I just saw like the clip. I mean, I get the premise. Like I think I saw like an animated GIF of it.
The premise?
The premise is that like there's an anus that murders.
It's yeah.
And it's like
Well, when is that?
It's
not
some sort of
premise?
like you can. It seems like it's some sort of Japanese B action horror movie.
I wonder what else it's from. You're right.
And so the anus is just
That's
it's
clearly
just like
from Rush
taking
Hour
a topic
2.
and like taking like a concept and like running for it just for its own sake. Yeah. So the anus is its own face and person, and she can't
she's
control
ashamed.
it. What is? Yeah. It's kind of
This poor
like
girl.
Jekyll and Hyde kind of situation, I guess. Like
She can't control her
Jekyll
ass.
and Hyde.
not to impose like that literary space into Japanese art. I'm open to like not just using some English trope to characterize this media.
Pardon?
Yeah, so someone shared this with me this morning.
Why not?
And he said, "Hey, you need to see this."
And now we're all
And now
seeing
we're
that.
watching it.
Well, I've never seen this much of it though. Yeah, the tongue. Okay.
It gets real alien-esque.
I was actually in this.
You were.
Yeah. I was the
You
guy
just
that
remember
like.
that?
Yeah, I walked past. You can almost see me here coming up.
This
Happen to
is
be
as an
walking by.
extra.
Yeah, I
Now
just
that you
walked
see
by.
it, you
I
realize
just
what
walked
you're
by.
walking
Yeah.
by. Now it all makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like before, when you saw this recorded, you didn't know what the.
No,
fuck,
I
you
know
just kept
what was
walking.
going on.
You're like, ah.
I'd never been to Japan. I didn't think.
This is my
CNN,
favorite part where she
This
can't.
was filmed in Japan.
She's got to run backwards.
She's got to run backwards because the thing's compelling her to. It control, it's got a mind. of its
Whose
own.
ass doesn't?
She's backing that thing up.
Any hoozle.
All right.
Yeah, any hoozle.
We got.
Well, this Al Pastor, I ate one of the Al Pastors, and they
How was
are
it?
grisade. Where did you get those?
This is La Vella Sana.
This is La Villa Sana. Okay,
Yeah.
well, they've got great tacos.
They have online ordering now.
Great tacos.
Super quick and easy to
Okay.
click to your
La
taco,
Villa Sana, nice and
and
easy.
then pick it up on the way
Yeah,
here.
like they always have like an easy service experience. I will say, at La Villa Sana, always.
Every
and great
Thursday, they have the astonishing Dylan there performing magic table to table for you and your little kids.
Is that for real?
No, it isn't.
The astonishing Dylan.
Yeah, I just kind of made it.
Can you imagine you go out for tacos and some guy named Dylan is your...
And that vest, it's that guy that's popping. He's like, look, breakdancing isn't as lucrative as it used to be.
He's like, you want some magic? You're like, no. No,
Is this
I
your
don't.
car? I just want my taco, man.
Man.
Give me your card.
So,
It's birthdays.
I don't know. I don't know. Whatever. The hip hop, the breakdancing doesn't have that resistance element. I'm not feeling that in the video with like, what is his name? Amazing Donnie or Denny?
Pop,
The person I
Pop and
just made
Taco?
up.
Pop
I
and
just made a
Taco.
person up. Amazing
I think
Joe.
it's funny that his...
All right. Well, I don't know if we'll get to 69 minutes at my rate then.
We have 10 more minutes to go.
10.
Fuck,
Okay.
yeah,
It's
we're
You want
gonna
to
be-
do
let's-
push-ups or what?
Yeah,
what are we
you
doing?
wanna-
Look, tweet me if you want a two-parter.
Stand
None
on
of you
one
have
leg.
my
I've been
Twitter.
standing on one leg as an exercise.
But tweet me if you have nothing to do the rest of the day and you're here with sex, drugs, and taco. I almost forgot
Well,
the
yeah,
name.
I'm not doing anything tonight. People want to come over and watch me
We're
while I
gonna
like,
wash some
take off
dishes.
and put back on my makeup.
Do you
Like,
want to see
please.
this live
please.
in person? We're
I
selling
gotta
tickets.
replace 3 nails.
3.
No,
Count.
I thought you were going to be doing that on a show.
I did not. Did I
Washing
say otherwise?
dishes.
Yeah, you were like, well, I don't know. You just said you were going to replace acrylic nails, so maybe you just
When
meant
did I
like
say it?
you meant like you were just going to do that.
I
Come ready for the show.
plan on.
Yeah. Oh no, I mentioned that I had done them. Yeah, I had already done. I did them yesterday, but they're just glue on. It's pretty easy. It's pretty fucking easy.
I tried to do one of those glue-on ones once, and I was unable to do anything with my hands for like the rest of the time that they were on my nails.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
No, I'm okay with that. Like sometimes they break, but also sometimes they like snap off.
You're not going to do your nails before you do your dishes.
That would be
Well, see, that's the thing. It's like,
preposterous.
I've got a big pile of dishes at home, and like I've got these nails on, so I was kind of averted to even doing them. Like they've been sitting there. See, I went to Alaska 2 weeks ago, and
Did you?
like yeah, and there were
That's a
dishes
topic that
in
we're
my.
gonna talk about.
Wait a minute. Why?
I just got back from Alaska.
You did not.
Albuquerque?
No, I flew into Anchorage, and then I got a car, and then I drove up to Fairbanks, past that, up to Chena Springs. I passed through the Denali Forest, and went in there, and then drove back like and back to Anchorage, and then tried to get a flight out of Anchorage, which was kind of tough. And then made it back to Minneapolis and flew back home.
What was the trip
Minneapolis,
before?
Minnesota.
I had like
There's
time
playing
off.
along
I
the
had like PTO, and so I had to use it for something.
And
So
you just went
Alaska.
to Alaska.
So we went to Alaska. We were
Was
like,
it
we gotta go.
cold?
No.
Because it's summer.
I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what is like a winter or summer?
It was like 55, 60. I read like I had some pictures of like a board that has the degrees on the day, like the high and low for days when we were in the Channel Hot Springs Resort, and I think it got down to like